I would like to welcome and thank all those present for attending. Parents, teachers, friends, family, Mr. Armendariz, and Mrs. Gerber. A sincere thank you to each of the parents present. Your consistent mentoring and unyielding devotion have shaped not only your daughter or son, but the community we treasure here at Lincoln. Thank you for your unwavering support and love. Finally, I would like to thank the class of 2015 for making this speech so unbelievably easy to craft. You've all provided me with so many valuable memories and experiences. It takes about a second to think of some kind of positive event, and for that, I have to thank each and every one of you for exhibiting a warmth, compassion, and unity that is distinct and inspirational. I feel that as this is a unique group of people, they deserve a unique kind of speech. Although we're dressed identically in violent purple and we sit and stand in perfect unison, we are very individual. You may not be able to see it from where you sit, but I've been on a road trip with these people for 8 years, and here's what we have. Olympic grade athletes, wrestlers, hockey players, track stars, ice skaters, and gymnasts who can fly. Gifted basketball and football players. We have Minecraft engineers, mountain climbers, soccer champions, talented artists, and stunning dancers. We have comedians and actors and learners of Muslim, Jewish, and Christian theology. Among us, we speak 8 languages and come from 13 different countries around the world. Now, imagine all these differences packed into a vehicle embarking on a single road trip. Today, we have gathered to reflect on that road trip, to discuss the twists and turns and ups and downs. Commencement speeches often refer to a long and arduous journey, but honestly, I'm 14. How much of that journey have I actually completed? So when I look back on my experience at Lincoln, I see it as more of a road trip. And as with any road trip, there are mile markers. And I'll start with the first, support. You all know how every road trip must inevitably start with the packing of snacks and planning of fun activities. The parents at Lincoln have always made sure we were abundantly fed. Goldfish, pretzels, and plenty of soda pop. Chinese food parties in first grade, tea parties in second, beautiful assemblies, pizza parties throughout, and field trips galore. To the parents and teachers here, thank you for collaborating so effectively toward the common goal of supplying nourishment for mind and body. The second mile marker is community. At Lincoln School, we are a tight-knit community that is not just built on people, but the memories that connect those people. A great example of this would be the Time Capsule Project. In second grade, we all put objects we found meaningful in cardboard boxes and stored them in the basement to reopen before graduation. I think my idea of meaningful has drastically changed since second grade. Half a broken pencil, a dime-sized cutout of Obama's face, and 37 cents, mostly pennies, does not strike me as particularly inspirational. However, what really impressed me was that the many students whose road trip was a little shorter returned to celebrate with us. Some of them got off at mile 3, some of them at mile 7. Mrs. Weiss, Ms. Finkel, and Ms. Hassan reached out and found the students to complete this community of past and present, allowing us to revisit our memories of second grade and to realize what it really is that brings people together to form a community. The third mile marker was a rigorous education. It was also an opportunity to take a moment and admire the roadside attractions, the many marvels of education. I was introduced to Plato from Mr. Sadri's Brady as if it was the world's largest ball of twine. Whether or not I really understood it is another matter entirely. But as Mr. Espy demonstrated to me then, when it comes to education, it is best to start early. My introduction to philosophy may not have been entirely comprehensible then, but it has generated an interest that will carry with me to high school and beyond. Mile 4 is where we learned that every road trip needs expert navigation. With the kind of glitchy GPS devices we have these days, knowing how to interpret a map is key to success. Our goal at the fourth mile marker was organization and utilization of the skills. We learned the most important thing of all. We learned to organize, to keep track of ourselves. Ever wondering where that half-eaten peanut butter and jelly sandwich got to? With a little organization, you won't have to find it plastic to the seat of your pants an hour later. We've reached the fifth mile marker. It's time to take a detour off of Modesty Highway and jump onto the elevated skyway of accomplishment and pure awesomeness. The fifth mile marker is start quality. I'm not trying to brag, but our fifth grade keyboard hooray assembly was quite possibly the best assembly ever in the history of assemblies. It was pretty much the Citizen Kane of assemblies. It was an incredible exploration of cinematography and a celebration of a man who thought outside of the box. Slaughter, Harkness, and Fine challenged us to think originally. However, they were not the only teachers to do that, to educate us about that this year. And fifth grade also marks the beginning of the Lincoln School Band program, which for many of us has been an unforgettable experience. and a lot of that credit belongs to Mr. Kalis. Despite his affectionate references to us as turkeys, home slices, dog breath, vomit face, and Persian janitors, he will always hold a place in our hearts as the man who opened our minds to music. It is a gift we will carry with us for the rest of our lives. These talented teachers helped our inner showstopper to emerge and taught us what star quality truly is. The 6 mile marker was reinvention. We returned to the highway, and there was construction. Our class welcomed 20 new members who merged just in time for the bumpy road. Many of us might have experienced potholes, Chicago style. No more late work, the onset of puberty. For some of us, the entering of a new school with the start of the IG program. The middle school challenge began. However, it was the road bumps that made us realize what we needed, what we forgot, monster tires, maybe some Dramamine. And for that reason, 6th grade taught us reinvention as we realized we need to suit up and prepare for our futures. You see before you the result of that reinvention, a remarkable and resilient group of young adults. The 7th mile marker was identity. 7th grade was interesting. If we thought 6th grade had road bumps, let's consider the 7th mile as missing entire sections of road. We realized we needed more than monster tires. We needed a hovercraft, maybe even a force. But it was in finding a way to approach and surmount our obstacles that we found ourselves. It helped us to find who we are. And it wouldn't be fair to say we did that on our own. We had help from a talented group of teachers, Miss Nutter, who infused an enjoyment of science into our lives. No one else can say polysyllabic scientific terms with such fervor and enthusiasm. It's almost on the brink of giddy and genius madness. Miss Santiago, oh my stars, where do I start with the woman who taught us all the necessarily complicated mathematical concepts? No one was more infused on the algebra exit exam or placement tests, because the same infectious fervor that spreads through science extends to math. I'd like to express a special thanks to Mrs. Williams and Ms. Sands for helping us analyze and define ourselves through a host of projects exploring our identities, our cubes, our Lord of the Flies masks, and our creatively named identity projects. Reading The Outsiders made us feel pretty blessed. As far as teenage angst goes, we didn't hold a candle to coming good. So thank you for helping us find ourselves and paving the way for a smooth final mile. Thank you for filling in those missing sections of road. You are our Obi-Wan Kenobis. The 8th mile marker was learning how to say goodbye. Over the years, I've watched each of the students before you transform. I've watched them welcome friends, and I've watched them step beyond their boundaries. I've watched several of them, with the aid and tireless organization of Madame Coyne and Madame Knock, travel to another country, where they spoke another language and were thrown together for 9 days with a person they'd never met. They were forced outside their comfort zones. And when the same exchange partners traveled to America in May, I watched my classmates receive those foreigners with welcoming warmth. When we traveled to DC in April, I watched these students bond even more with their friends, both old and new. And now, as they prepare to take their own routes, I've watched them say goodbye with equal grace. But there is one more thing I need to reiterate about this class. We stand before you as one unified body, in the same robes and the same caps. Behind each of these sweaty purple polyester sacks is a unique, no, extraordinary individual. And it is because of all of these individuals that I will be paying special attention in the future in the hopes of seeing familiar faces. I will be paying attention to the Grammys, paying attention to the World Cup, to the Stanley Cup, Olympic skating, gymnastics, dance competitions, political races, listening for names of famous artists, musicians, players on basketball teams, at the Super Bowl, the Academy Awards, hopefully not keeping up with the Kardashians or the Real Housewives. Hopefully not. But I will be watching SNL closely and seeking out stand-up acts. I'll be listening to NPR with familiar names of inspiring scientists and mathematicians. I'll be looking at the names of authors in bookstores, articles in National Geographic about people who changed the world. Because each of the students sitting before you has the ability to make a difference in major and minor ways. And I can tell you that for me, they've already done that. And it's not just through the amazing feats and talents, it's also through the quirks and the fun stuff. For example, during language arts, one student sat down next to me in our designated 10-minute snack time, pulled out his lunch, and proceeded to eat for 2 hours straight. Mr. Jensen, being the gentleman he is, chose to politely overlook his gluttonous activities and to instead perch over the edge of the windowsill, pontificating what it was that Harper Lee was truly telling us. And still the student chomped on, causing me to do some pontificating of my own. How much can a person actually eat? And still be persistent, even pulled out a second lunch. I call that a quirk. It's actually more of an accomplishment. Maybe I should be paying attention to food eating competitions as well. But all humor aside, this class, the class of 2015, is more than unique. They're more than strong. They are extraordinary. That much I know. I also know that through each of these individual quirks and feats, these students have respectively had a different experience on this road trip. They've looked through different windows, pumped different gas, packed different bags. Each of these unique students has had a unique road trip. As John Steinbeck once said, a journey is a person in itself. No two are alike. And all plans, safeguarding, policing, and coercion are fruitless. We find that after years of struggle, we do not take a trip. A trip takes us. And so, these years each of us has spent at Lincoln, this trip, has taken us. It has taken us over bumpy roads, through scenic routes, through toll roads, and past miles of open field, through testing, university walks, a high school processing, and a year without a playground. It has taken us through numerous transitions. In the grand scheme of things, these speed bumps may seem small, but the strength and potential demonstrated by each of these students is not small. This class has displayed a beauty of character that encompasses each of our talents and quirks, our humor and our warmth. This character wraps up the class of 2015 very neatly. We arrive now at a great intersection where every direction guarantees success. We may need to take a pit stop. We may need to buy some feel-good donuts from a gas station. But no matter what, we will continue and we will take our separate exit ramps to our destinations. I hope we will always remember the first 8 miles with fond memories and adventures. So, here we are at the end of this mile marker. And let's face it, conclusions aren't always easy. The final pages of a really good book, the last bites of a sweet Nanny B's cupcake, the fading colors of the sunset, the regeneration of David Tennant, Sunday evenings, and the twinkling moments of an awesome road trip. They aren't easy, but they are necessary and very rewarding. The exit ramp is down that aisle and through those doors. Congratulations, good luck, and most of all, thank you. Let's rev up our engines one more time.